Hello everyone, Ariam here, and welcome back to another episode of Wild and Weird. Today's weirdo is a frog with some very big feet, the flying frog. Much like the flying squirrel, the name flying frog is a bit of a misnomer. There's no active powered flight happening here. The frog isn't flapping his feet and taking off, rather it's gliding from tree to tree. But how can a frog glide in the first place? Well, with things like sugar gliders and flying squirrels, a flap of skin connecting their front and rear limbs lets them spread out their surface area to slow their fall. And flying frogs are pretty much the same, just with a few differences. Flying frogs do have a stretchy flap of skin that runs from their arms to their legs, but most of their gliding power comes from their big feet. They have really elongated toes and webbing between their toes that allow them to act as 4 separate mini parachutes. Another thing that helps with gliding is that these tree frogs, most specifically the Wallace's flying frog, which is the specific species I'm drawing here, are pretty small. At maximum, the largest females can reach around 4 inches long, not including legs extended, and males are going to be smaller than that. So these are not big animals. But comparing their body size with the surface area that their feet can cover when they're expanded kind of goes to show exactly how they glide. The back feet of a flying frog can be over 4 square inches. That's a huge surface area compared to the rest of the frog, and considering how small and lightweight it is, it's no wonder that this thing can glide through the air. But why on earth would a frog need to glide? Well, just like flying squirrels and sugar gliders, this is mainly a defense or escape mechanism. These frogs live high in trees in Borneo in Indonesia, and there are a lot of predators around that would love to snack on a teeny tiny frog. So, if you can't hop away, what do? Well, you get several trees over by jumping into the air, spreading out your toes, and gliding away. But it should be noted that this doesn't mean these frogs can always escape danger, because predator and prey in any environment is often locked in an evolutionary arms race. The prey may evolve a way to escape their predators a little bit better, and then the predators that have adaptations to reflect those changes will survive the best, and so the predators will evolve as well. What do I mean by that? Well, the rainforests of Borneo and Southeast Asia have another gliding weirdo, the flying snake. And this means that flying frogs aren't as safe as you might imagine being able to glide away would make you. Flying snakes obviously don't have legs that can be connected with flaps of skin or large toes to spread out surface area, so they glide by spreading out their flexible ribs, increasing their body's surface area and making them more like a ribbon. In this way, they slither through the air and try to go after those frogs that think they can get away by gliding to the next tree. The evolutionary race between flying frogs and flying snakes is fascinating. Neither one of these species seems like they should be able to fly through the air, but in interacting with each other and their other environmental pressures, over time they have evolved just that ability. And don't worry, unless you're living in a very specific part of Southeast Asia, you will never have to worry about flying snakes. And that should remind you to smile.